Hello and welcome to Gimmickast. This week's gimmick is Zane has no idea what's going on.
Wait, what? Oh, wait, shit, I played into it!
I knew it would work. Anyway, this is a prelude to something we'll do in a bit,
Oh,
but
nice.
first we've got like three cards to go through.
Yes, we need to discuss the most important card being released in Rush Duel. Why I choose the
Oh,
chip.
I wasn't even talking about Rush Dolls.
Oh, this card, trust me, this card defines the meta of Rush Duel moving forward. It's going to be a staple in every single card deck moving forward. So the card I'm obviously talking about is Grass.
Oh yes, grass.
Ethan, how do you think this card will shape the meta moving forward?
Well, its description is weed, so I assume we're all gonna get high off it, and no one's gonna know what's going on.
Ask me, I think it's going to become the next go-to like card filler. Like, you know how people just use Rush Duel Dragon as like the filler? I think Grass will be the new filler because it's just much better than Rush Duel Dragon. I can't keep this going.
Yeah, I don't know why. I assume it was to like increase the amount of plant types we have, but like also what?
Hmm. Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know why they pinned Grass. The thing he came out on like 1st of April, so
No, it came out 4th of April. No, no, it's not even coming out. It's coming out in the 20th of April. Not even. No, 24th. No, it was 24th of March. Never mind.
oh wow, it wasn't even an April Fool's joke.
No,
That's terrifying.
that
That
is kind of terrifying.
They're making
Okay,
serious support. Okay, what are you going to talk about? I already know
we'll
what
start
one of
with.
them is.
We'll start with Sam Bell, the return, the reuniter.
I haven't read his effect, but when I saw this card, I was like, oh, yes, they're doing it. They're finally going to give us a Sandbell archetype, or a Visebell archetype.
Well, I mean, I'll read it to you, and I'll let you figure out what deck it would work in. First, starting with its pendulum effect, you can only use the pendulum effect of this card once per turn. If you have a pendulum monster card with the same level as this card in the other pendulum zone, you can destroy this card in your other pendulum zone, and if you do, special summon it. Wordy as hell,
Okay, that works
but
with
free special
Visebell.
summon out of chaos. Main effect. You only use it once per turn. If another monster is special summoned to your field while this card is in your monster zone, you can special summon one monster with the same level as this card from your hand.
So, it's a level 3. It's a wind.
And a spellcaster.
You know, the first thing I thought when I saw level 3 wind was Speed Void. I think there's
Well, I
something
think
wrong with.
Magispect was.
Of course you think Magic. Oh no!
It's a wind spellcaster, and they have plenty of low-level monsters.
I like how you went Magispector, I went Speed Void. I think this really says something about us.
But also, like, I mean, both are valid choices for this card. Because you... what? Hang on, no, Speed Roads wouldn't work, because their Pendulum monster is a level 1, and the other one's a level 7.
Yeah, but imagine using their pendulums. Lamau. XD. Ruffle Stomp. I don't know.
I mean, it's a free body if you can use its Pendulum effect.
I mean, what I'm reading here, it also fits quite well with Rise Bell. So,
Yeah, but Rise Build doesn't do a whole lot on its own.
Yeah, but I definitely can see myself playing around with Rise Bell, this sort of card being out now. I did want to make a Rise Bell deck ages ago, but I didn't know what to do. But this is exciting.
Okay, moving on to Capricorn. I can't say that fucking
Mystical
name.
Beast of the Forest. This card is interesting, mainly because it merges two pre-existing archetypes. And they
Yeah.
both don't work together, surprisingly, but yeah.
It does a thing. Let's go with its effects. You can both effects at once per turn. If this card is set from your hand to the graveyard, you can target two other monsters with different types from each Other beast, beast warrior, winged beast, insect, plant in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, and if you do, special summon this card. If this card is normal summon or special summon, you can add one mythical beast of the forest or mythical spirit of the forest monster from your deck to your hand, except this card.
Okay, so for those who don't know, Mystical Spirit is literally one card, which is a hand trap against burn decks.
Yep.
And then Mystical Beast is the little engine people use when they play like Beast Synchro, because you're probably familiar with the deer beast monster, because that's
Dear
the
make Nat Beast.
yeah. So this deck may has like a little mini engine for like just summoning beast types, but
I mean, another body, because it's like, it doesn't specify its archetype, so that's kind of good.
mm,
Because you can splash this to make rank 7s or follow up into Leo.
mm. Yeah, you're having biscuits. I'm having chips and gravy. This is a very exciting podcast.
We'll get to the exciting bit in a moment. One last thing.
Hmm?
Heron the Skylark Dragon.
Oh, the XYZ. I haven't read it.
Rank 6 Wind Worm XYZ
That's why I didn't read it.
with 2,700 attack and 1,300 defense. 2 level 6 monsters. You can only. Both effects once per turn. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects while a monster is special from the graveyard other than itself is face up on the field. Doesn't specify your opponent, so you can have an indestructible monster because your opponent is stupid. But inside of the effect, just once per turn during a standby phase, you can detach one detail from this and target one level 5 or lower monster and special summon it to the field. Basically, I think virtual being able to stun? Question mark?
Yeah, this looks like a virtual world card.
I mean, it can't be destroyed if your opponent controls a special summon monster, basically, as well. So, like, that's pretty neat.
Yeah. I don't really have much else to say about this, to be honest.
Fair enough. I was expecting something, but I also wasn't expecting anything.
That doesn't sound right. Anyway.
Moving on to the fun bit.
Oh, what fun
So-
bit?
Oh, it's not on YGO Pro.
Oh.
No, YGO Org. Anyway, my fun idea that I thought of doing, just because there's a lot of one-off support cards coming out, is we
Yeah.
both pick a really shit archetype
Yeah.
and make 5 support cards for them. And
Well,
pick
I already know what I'm talking about, because this is actually probably a segue into something I wanted to discuss.
Oh, excellent.
So, I've been recently rewatching Arc V,
Ah,
and I still would defend it that it's not the worst Yu-Gi-Oh anime series. I still think Zexal Season 2 is.
I liked season 2. I didn't like season 1.
I don't know. I didn't like Season 2, especially with the twist of Shark. I can't believe I just said that. Like, I don't want to spoil, like, a really old anime for Yu-Gi-Oh fans. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I didn't like the fact Shark turned out to be a Barian, okay?
Valid.
But the thing I like about Arc V is the fact it's bad in places that it's kind of funny, but when it's good, it's good.
Mm.
Like, for me, the one that sticks out in my mind, and this is why I got Speedroids in my head, is the Yusenju battle. I think that's honestly one of the best duels of the first act of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That tool was amazing.
Yeah.
And, like, that's why I definitely like the first half of Arc 5 a lot more than I do the second half, because the whole interdimensional war thing just kind of bogged down some of the duels, and they weren't as entertaining.
Yeah, but that's why I have Speedroids on my mind. I'm just like, oh yeah, Speedroids go in Yusenju. Yusenju script. Anyway. But, you know what I'm going to talk about? I want to talk about... No, going back to what you said about making 5 support cards. I would probably make it for Performer Pal because
Valid.
that deck is so fucking everywhere. It really needs like 5 cards to make it just feel concentrated.
Just give it a purpose.
Yeah. So if I was to make 5 support cards, I think I would make 3 new Pendulum monsters, completely focused on the original gimmick of attack boosting other monsters. I would give them a actual Performer Power Searcher that isn't a monster, mainly because Crobat is, well, dead,
So is Monkey Board.
and Monkey Board. When is Monkey Board gonna come back?
We want Skull back first, then Monkey Board, because
No, I
Monkey
want
Board
Monkey Board back first. He has keyboards for a mouth. And then I guess I would give them a better field spell on top of that. Because the current one is okay, I guess, but it could be better.
Valid.
But yeah, so I guess if I was playing Performer Power, I would want to go all in on the fact that they are a attack boosting archetype mainly, and not a bag of fucking tricks that do random shit. Looking at you, literally any card from Act 2. Because that's when they stopped caring and gave us magicians.
Yes. They really do. Just give up.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna go Chemicritters, give them a non-Gemini monster. They got that's whole purpose is to special summon itself and then make a link, which then helps them get out their monsters a little bit faster because they have plenty of ways to search the field spell now.
Valid.
So that way, if they can have way to flood out their Gemini monsters, they can then use the field spell, turn them all into effect monsters. Then I wanted to add one level 8 just to give it a bit more consistency boosting. That its Gemini effect is that it will special summon a level 8 Chemicritter card from your deck, and then check in a continuous spell that says every time you normal summon a normal monster, you can add one Chemicritter card from the deck. And then what was the other card I'm thinking of? And then a counter trap just for funsy.
Huh. Sorry, I just talking about Performer Powers made me realize. Wait a minute, isn't there an Arc V field spell based on the entire gimmick of Arc V? And then,
Yes.
yeah, it's called Smile Action, and I'm reading
No.
it.
No. It's dual taining.
No. Dual Taining is different. There's a card called Smile Action that's based on action spells.
Is there?
It's called Smile Action, so it's searchable by Smile Maker, by the way.
Oh.
Smile Sorcerer. But I'm reading it, and I'm going, holy shit, this could be a really interesting tech option for Witchcrafter.
Let me see.
Because when activated, each player can banish up to 5 cards from their own graveyard face down.
Huh.
And then if a monster declares an attack, the attack player... I mean, yeah, it's a really roundabout way to get your field spell, if you get your spells back when the Archetype Ray does it. But if you would like a good gimmick, I would probably recommend it. Holy shit. That's actually really fun.
Actually kind of interesting.
Sorry, I derailed the conversation.
You kind of did, but at the same time you brought up something interesting.
Good. Yeah, see? Valid. I got gravy on my finger.
You know what?
I got gravy on my finger. I know what we're going to call this episode now. We're going to call it the Eating Podcast.
The food. No, it has to be French. La food.
La food.
La food.
La food ASMR.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
God.
That was my idea, which kind of derailed very quickly because...
Yeah, I mean, Heavy Critter support would be interesting. I wouldn't mind. I mean, it would be a way to get Geminis to work again.
Yeah,
But-
because again, they just need something to spam them out. Like now that because the new spell kind of just gets rid of the problem of not having access to Catalyst Field.
Yeah,
So
but
like they have their way to it now, but like they kind of need to just spam themselves out now. So they just need spam cards.
you know, to the
That's how,
credit
like-
of that new spell being able to search Catalyst Field, I would honestly say it's a free off if you want to play Catalyst Field in your Alien deck. Now you may be wondering why you would want to do that.
Brainwashing.
It's actually for Hypno, yeah. So if you guys don't know, I know this is weird and how it plays, but for those who don't know, there's a Gemini alien called Hypno. Yeah, it has the brainwashing gimmick, it's cool and all, but the main reason you probably wouldn't play Countersfield with it is the fact it's a level 4 water.
Yep.
Which is also good, because I think aliens have another water type in their level 4 water in their lineup. Yep, they have Alien Hunter. So this deck has the potential to make Bahamut. So you can just play Countersfield. Yeah, Bahamut Toad is easy to enable in aliens. I thought I'd just mention it here. I am going to bring it up in the alien video I'm working on, but I just thought I would mention it here for those who haven't seen the Vada video where he explains it.
But also, like, you can Hypno into Bahamut Shark. Because, like,
if they have a level 4 water, yeah, sure.
Yeah, exactly. But also, like, you can also do link bullshit with your opponent's monsters.
Exactly.
It's like, yeah, I got 4 monsters from you. I'm gonna make them all into Goldred and just draw more cards because fuck you.
Yeah. Sorry, it's just really good. I paid $8 for this, by the way, and it was like an extra $5 to deliver it. But for $13, this is quite good.
Ah.
I'm really hungry.
Also, yeah, new JoJo.
Yeah. Shit, you stole my segue. Yeah, so, the new JoJo. I saw people keep saying JoJo Part 6 anime in Discords at random with no context. I'm like, okay. And then I just someone posts the actual tweet that came out yesterday. I'm like, oh yes, finally we're gonna get the worst part of JoJo out of the way. I genuinely think that if it wasn't for Part 6, I would probably call Part 1 the worst. But because when it goes Part 1, it's just really dated. But because it's dated, I want to give it a free pass. Part 6 is more recent, but I also think it's a bit of a clusterfuck.
Yeah. Also, there's a lot of, like, conveniences in it as well. Like Jotaro isn't the only fucking protagonist in the show. Like, but they play it off as it is because, like, if, like, the world starts going all funky, like, fucking Giorno would be on that shit. Josuke, definitely. It's like...
Josuke should have been there. When fucking...
Yeah, like, literally all 3 of them should have been, like... They're like, oh, we'll just depower Jotaro so that we can, like, not have him stop time, but, like... Giorno is invincible. Basically. So, like...
Honestly, the only things I'm looking forward to from this season is 1, Poochie, and 2, the fact that this will segue into season 7. Oh, sorry, part 7. Because if you don't know your JoJo, part 6 technically resets the whole universe. So we're working on an alternate universe going into part 7 and 8. I'm not going to explain how, because it's really stupid and very funny.
It is stupid. But also, like, part 7 and 8 are fucking fantastic.
I love part 7. Part 7 is my favourite. I will hands down say part 7 is my favourite. Johnny Joestar is my favourite. Gyro is amazing sidekick. And just, the stands in that is amazing. I cannot think of a shit stand in that series. Except maybe Tomb of the Boom. Because it's a 3-man stand.
I mean, we got Coco Jumbo. So.
Don't forget Chocolate Disco.
Yeah. I just like Coco Jumbo because doesn't actually have a power, it's just motivating him, and he just manages to do it.
Yeah.
Like, his stand is completely fucking useless.
His stand is literally luck.
Pretty much
and then it's like, he manipulates luck, and you're like, yo, just trust me on this, bruh. Trust me.
Trust me, bruh.
Trust me. I can't believe we actually just started a JoJo talk.
I mean, it's JoJo.
Yeah, I love JoJo.
Now all the comments will be, is that a JoJo reference?
Yo. Is that a JoJo reference? Yes, it's true. Mm. Anyway, if we're done talking about this, you want to talk about the Xenoblades?
Again?
Okay, fine. I'll talk about the DLC.
I love Xenoblade, but holy fuck.
Mainly because I've decided to do New Game Plus,
Yep.
and for my New Game Plus fun, bought the DLC.
Hmm.
Okay, so I honestly think don't buy the DLC until you played the first round of Xenoblade, and if you really like the game, then buy the DLC. Mainly just to change up your experience.
Pretty much.
So anyway, the new blades in the DLC suck.
Yes.
Okay, alright. Let's probably start with the first two freebies you get straight off the bat. Corset is probably the only DLC blade I liked, because she's probably like the best Bitball healer.
Yeah.
She has large amounts of damage on top of really good healing with Nia, and her second special lets you heal for every hit she does, and it hits a lot, so it's a lot of healing.
Oh yeah.
And then you got Corvin, I don't know, but he's shit. His weapon is even a chroma katana for some reason. But doing his affinity tree is the most tedious thing, because it's like you have to go trigger this cutscene, and the cutscene reveals some of the stuff on his affinity chart, and it's like just defeat some specific monsters, collect stuff here, and then it's just that on repeat.
Yep.
Let's see who else is there. Poppy Buster is actually quite funny. Have you seen Poppy Buster? Have you seen the cutscene? That is. I'll give Poppy Buster a pass, I guess, but it's a shield hammer, so it's a bit whack. Shulk sucks.
He does.
He's really shit, especially if you're gonna put him on Vex, because he acts like a shield hammer, and shield hammer on Vex sucks.
Yes, it does.
Fiora is okay, I guess, if you want a wind crit. And then you got Elma. Elma's okay, I guess. Like, have you seen Elma?
Yeah, same.
Yeah, she's alright. And then you got Telos, which is the new Summonal Blade you can get. She's okay if you want a Dark Blade. I think there's still better Dark Blades. Also, I summoned Ursula. I agree. I pity you, Ethan, and I pity myself now. Fuck Ursula.
Her affinity tree is so fucked.
It is. I just gave up.
Like, she is the best healer in the game. Like,
best healer in the best game. Honestly, I'd rather use Nim, and Nim is much better. I mean,
See?
I used Nim. I was like, oh my god, Nim is quite good. She boosts his fusion combo, and then also gives you healing of a fusion combo damage. This is quite good.
Yes, and it's the AoE heal as well.
Alright, here's something I can briefly talk about. Actually, I'm gonna also talk about... I summoned Xenobina, who's considered to be one of the best players in the game.
Yeah.
And she is... The problem is, leveling up an affinity tree might be the second easiest in the game, but it's also probably the most tedious. I would say more tedious than Ursula.
What's her affinity tree like?
Simple! You have to hunt down a bunch of unique enemies.
That makes sense.
So it's like, oh, you want to get this? You have to go kill this one unique enemy all the way in fucking Calista Moria. Have fun finding them. There's this one called Tattoo Hugo you have to get. And it's like, yes, he's on top of this tower in Moradane, and the only way you can get there is by riding the very fickle cargo train things. Hate him. But it's also the second easiest, and she's definitely the best wind blade. I mean, she's a great axe. Very easy to do affinity tree. She has max 5 on leaping, and then you got Wind Mastery and something Keen Eye, I think. So those are really
Mm.
good field checks to have because you all level them up to 5. She has a real big focus on doing lots of crit damage. She's also good for the. She gives you a boost against unique enemies with higher levels as you as well. She's really good for late game, but she's such a pain.
Yep.
So, and she's. I mean, her designer is the same person who gave us Godfrey, and you know how useless Godfrey is.
Oh yeah.
No field checks at all. Lovely. Just as God intended. I'll end the Xenoblade talk because I played a bit of Golden Country. It's
Hey,
a,
like it.
it's okay if you like playing as Jin. Because it has a new gimmick where you kind of switch between the driver and the blade. It's not like you switch between different blades. It's like you got the driver and then you got the blade. But then the driver has their own unique weapon for some reason. So the blades use their own weapons. So you have the blade that supports them in the back. But then you can swap between the blade and the driver. So the driver can become the support while the blade becomes the vanguard.
Mm.
It's okay. I stopped playing it after like an hour because they decided to merge like the mini quest into this new system called Community. And
Yep.
doing the community thing is shit, and it's apparently mandatory for story progression.
Yep.
So I stopped. I got it because it came with my season pass, and I was like, man, I really wish we could have get Jin as a blade. And you know what? Golden Country let me have that, but also let me suffer through like it. And also, you can really tell where the budget cuts are. When Emperor
Absolutely.
Hugo looks like Emperor Neil.
It does.
I couldn't unsee it. I was like, oh my god, they just reused the model, didn't they? It's the same voice too.
Yeah.
I just. Yeah, I don't. Golden Country, you play it if you want more, like, backstory to Jin and you want to sympathize with Jin if you didn't already in the main story. But
I
apart
mean,
from
the
that,
main story does a good job of doing it already.
I got good.
Jin's great.
Golden Country
Like,
sucks, don't play it.
only play it if you want extra content, and even then, that's
Honestly,
pretty
if you want
desperate.
extra content, just play Challenge Arena. That shit is amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I love playing Challenge Arena. Anyway, uh, what else do we got to talk about? Or do I have to carry the conversation again? Because I did have to brainstorm some ideas.
You did butcher kind of my idea, so I don't know. I don't have anything anymore.
Okay, so quick leak discussion, I guess. If
I guess.
okay, so the new patch is out. The new skins are okay, I guess. Honestly, I don't know what else I was going to talk about.
Yeah.
Let me just open up my leak home. It might give me something. Apart from that, it's nothing too special. The Lulu skin.
Have you seen?
Ah,
Have you seen the Rooks and Evangelion designed fucking dragon from the manga?
yes, I did. I saw the card for it, and I read it. I thought that's actually a pretty decent card.
Not good, but it's decent.
Yeah, it's not
The
exactly
original
a
the
replacement, but
the original Dragias is still the best.
wait a minute. There's a new psychic card that I didn't know about. Level 4 light psychic. You can draw a monster over 100 attack. So I just read its effect, and it suddenly made me realize it's shit. Why are they going all in on supporting the Candy style deck? Why?
Because character development.
Oh, lovely! Play a worse version of Psychics.
And then there's like fucking royal demons. Yeah, we haven't changed at all. We're just gonna go balls deep.
Fuck you. I might actually become a Royal Demons player. Fuck this. Fuck them. They ruined psychics. They're insisting on this.
here's here's what I find funny
Okay.
is that like the new arc is a tag team tournament, so we're gonna get tag rush duels.
Oh my god, now I have to watch.
Like we're not up to it yet because we're doing the whole character development shit, and it's Rook's episode this week, which it hasn't come out yet. But it's like, gah.
I have to watch it now. I have to. Hey, what I was gonna
Where did
say? Oh yeah.
where did you end up stopping? May I ask?
It was probably around the time it was the weird Birdman's time to duel.
Ah, yes,
I was just gonna let it stockpile some episodes.
that's fair.
Anyway, quickly back on League Talk. Shit. I got the Space Crew of Lulu skin. Its in-game
Yep.
model is horrible, but I think that's more because Lulu's model has not been updated in ages. Like, have you seen base Lulu's like face?
Yep.
It's terrifying. And I'm not gonna lie, the skin makes it worse.
Rip.
I'm hoping with Prestige with the goggles it will look better, but yeah, I Space Crew of Lulu sucks. Everything else from what I've seen, okay.
Not
Storyline
good.
for the universe is good. Skin so far in terms of model quality, nah.
Not really.
You're better off without those things, yeah. Yeah, there you go. That's League. Alright. You got anything else to bring up?
Not really, because I haven't been doing any of my channel things because I realized how fucking hard it was to fucking edit the video me and Gilky did.
Yes.
Because he brought up a lot of shit that just isn't like tagged in the wiki. Like there's no referencing. So I can't go find the specific episode where these events happen. I'm like, for fuck's sake.
You should just ask Gilgy for reference, but
But that's the problem. He hasn't actually watched the show. He just picked the character.
oh, for fuck's sake, Gilgy.
So like I'm sitting there like, fuck.
Wow, Gilgy, you should. What a dick.
It's not really his fault to be
I
honest.
guess talking about the channel, I should probably explain my comment from last week. I told Ethan my reasoning why, because I felt like it impacted him the most, as he's my partner in a crime for the channel.
For the most part, yeah.
I'd rather not tell you guys what's happening, because it's very personal between my family and family friends. But I did genuinely wanted to take that break, just to be with them during their time. But the only reason I'm here now is because they decided they wanted some quiet time. It's probably the best way to put it. So, and I'm just trying to get my mind off of it. So, yeah. And talking about things that helped me keep my mind off of it, I thought, because, we decided we're going to be a discussion-based podcast, and since we made that change, we keep, failing to bring up new topics. I thought I would make a list of questions that we can pull upon if the conversation ever gets a little bit too stale, and we'll just use that as a new conversation starter.
That's fair.
So we'll have one question a week, and then it'll be probably from me for now, but we will probably, if anyone wants to leave questions in the comments or on the Patreon, actually put it on the Patreon. Patreon questions get priority. But yeah. So I just have a list of questions. I'm going to pick one at random. These can range from being very funny or very serious talk. Let's go with this one. Stupid shit we used to believe as kids. Do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first? So you have time to think.
I need time to think on this one.
Okay, so when I was a kid, I used to think ants was nature's vacuum cleaner. I know that doesn't sound that stupid, but I genuinely thought, well, if I just leave the crumbs on the floor, the ants will come in and clean it up for me. And
Well,
then
you're not wrong,
and my
but
mum would always tell me like, no, I'm the one that has to clean it up. I'm like, nah, the ants are doing it. Like, see if the ants are taking the crumbs away. They'll do it. I believe that from I was 3 years old until like year 5. So
that's decent amount of time.
yeah, just I used to think, yeah, ants are just like really good vacuum cleaners, aren't they? Oh,
See, one thing that I found stupid that I thought, which is kind of stupid, is that like I thought I was an okay runner at my old at my old primary school, and I moved to fucking Serpentine, and I was the slowest kid there.
oh no, you poor thing.
Literally, I went from being like in the middle of the pack to watching everyone outrun me, and I was like, man, I
Man.
only moved further out of suburbia. This is insane.
Uh, yeah. Oh my god. I'm trying to think what else I used to believe as a kid. Oh yeah, another thing I used to believe as a kid is the fact that I had two hearts for some reason.
What were you thinking? You're Doctor Who.
Oh, that was an alien. Dude.
Yeah, literally Doctor Who.
I think I wasn't even thinking about Doctor Who. I was just like, yeah, two hearts seemed like logical. If I had two hearts, I could run faster. And then I used to think if I like pretended I was a rhino, I could run faster than everyone else. I
Yes.
also used to believe swinging my arms in a windmill action would also make me run faster. So I did both
That.
those things at the same time. Let's just say the teachers were very concerned.
I mean, yes. That would be very concerning.
Just this random kid running around head first into people while spinning his arms.
Yes.
Uh,
Hmm.
yep. Just
Super
yeah, Dad.
concerning child.
Alright. Uh, anyway, should we end the podcast here?
Probably.
Alright. So, channel wise, I do got some videos working on, but yeah.
I'm probably gonna work on something else because of just I haven't been able like again. It's so hard to edit fucking video. I just need to figure out how I'm gonna do this in a timely manner
Mm,
for like future episodes. So I'm just gonna leave it on hold until I can figure out a plan and
mm,
how I'm doing that. But in the
yeah.
meantime, I'm probably just gonna record some other game. Probably Astral Chain. We'll see.
Yeah. I need to go. So, alright. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Yes. Thank you.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.